I came up with the concept of like the aeroplane music structure, and the idea being I've had this since about 14, but really coined onto it recently. 1, 2, 3, go! For those that haven't read the newsletter, by the way, read the newsletter, it's fantastic. I regularly, not often, but regularly put in a section called Tom's Thoughts. Why? Because I have thoughts and they're very good fun. And more recently, my thoughts have covered the fact that the fuck was that? More recently, my thoughts cover the fact that I've been, for the last year, traveling between here and the Channel Islands, seeing my better half. And one of the things I regularly have to do is catch a plane to go and see her, because there's no, well, it's just quicker that way. And so I came up with this concept.
Instead of swimming.
Yeah, that's true. I came up with the concept of like the aeroplane music structure, and the idea being I've had this since about 14, but really coined onto it recently, is you have a group of songs for when you're going through the airport. So in the newsletter, I have ones for the day of you waking up, which I describe as being either really nice, relaxing songs or something to get me pumped up. So it could either be like, sorry, you're not a winner, because immediately if you wake up to Enter Shikari and not clapping, then you're doing something wrong. Equally, if it's like Moby Porcelain, you know, like me, yeah, and you're just like, hey now. That's
just like,
so that's the first bit. Oh, sorry, carry on, Ben.
No, carry on. I was doing a tidbit there. It was just in my head. Let's go. The aeroplane thing. For anyone that's listening right now, this is brilliant. So I've read it and I'm still intrigued at how complicated.
Yeah.
You've just got to look at it and go, this is how you break it up. So we go from wake up to arriving at the airport to checking in. And 9 times out of 10, I don't actually, because, you know, we live in a technological age and I've got my boarding pass on my phone, so I just skip past that shit. So instead, what I do is I arrive at the airport and play something stupidly heavy for the lifts, because 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a load of people going to like a really pretty place, maybe some families. And if you're there absolutely banging out Of Mice and Men, second and three ring, and you're just there going, and just like scaring some 5-year-olds going on like a package
Brilliant.
holiday, and you just go, I need your love, like and you know it would terrify them. And then you go into security, because calm music is needed. You don't want to get caught out, because immediately you go into security and you immediately think you're suspicious of something. They make you feel you're suspicious of something, and so you keep calm. You just go like, absolutely, done nothing wrong. Bit of Dido maybe. But if an unskippable pop punk track comes on, then you're fucked, really, aren't you? Because you can't just like not belt out, you know, Bloody Valentine or Kiss Kiss by MGK. I feel like dancing by All Time Low, or even Bowling for Soup, you know, Girls All the Bad Guys Want. Because if that happens, just going to have to take the consequences, right?
Yep.
If a guy with a big gun tackles you and go, what the fuck are you doing? You're going, I feel like dancing tonight. And they arrest you. You know, it's completely on your own head, but at least you did it in style. And then finally, you don't really have much music. You're buying alcohol at duty free, sitting down, you're kind of doing your own thing. You get on the aircraft, you plug the music in, listen to your safety briefing, and then the aircraft takes that long period between taxiing and takeoff. And they always go, the worst part of flying is the takeoff or the landing. So you're there going, I need something to build up to this moment where the fact is, if this goes fucking wrong at takeoff, I could die. So I want to go out in style. And so you find like a couple of tracks and you cue them up. And the way I started was with Loving Every Day by Tia Break for the recent one. And then if you haven't heard Awaken I Am, The Stages of Grief, it's got an absolute belter drop, which I try and time with the Take Off the Aircraft. It's either that or Don't Let Me Down by Chainsmokers, because the I need you right now, because I need you right now. And then you're just like there, come on onto the runway, and you're like waiting for it to go, don't let me down. And then they just hit the thrash and like, shit, we've gone off the runaway, but I'm listening to Chainsmokers. Yeah, what was that, Ben?
This is a true story. It's gonna add into your. I want your help with this, okay? So
go for it.
At the middle of August, I flew to Mexico for 2 weeks. So I came to America for 2 weeks initially. I ended up getting pregnant while I was there, so I ended up staying in America for a little bit longer. When I'm in Mexico, I wake up, and let's just say we're doing what Tom said. So I've done everything. I've played my music the way the songs are explained it to, which is made me feel really at ease. I'm really comfortable. I get to check in, and the woman looks at me with a really dodgy look, gets a supervisor over and tells me that my visa has been cancelled at the airport. So
Shit.
I'm now in Mexico, which is red listed in the UK, thinking I've got to fly back to the UK. I'm going to have to pay £2,000. Well, I was like, oh my god, this is not what I wanted right now. I then, in my panic and bearing in mind, I'm in Mexico, so they're speaking Spanish, which is understandable, and it's quite broken English.
Understandable.
Very understanding of that. But I misunderstood what she told me to do, so I reapplied for my visa there and then. So which she may as well just flip around the ear with a shoe and call me an idiot because the original visa. She said, you've got to go away, come back 45 minutes later, which was the longest 45 minutes of my life, waiting for this visa to come back. Ran back to the check-in, got given my boarding pass. So we are, this is the point where I'm not a winner or something like that works perfectly, where you've got that moment. You go, oh my God, I've got my boarding pass. I'm about to walk off with my boarding pass, and I get a tap on the back of my shoulder and say, sorry, sir, we've put you on the no-fly list for today. And I said, why? And I said, well, America, although they've passed your visa, have decided to do extra checks on you. Correct. So I then get stranded in Mexico for another 24 hours. The only hotel I could book, I'm not complaining because it was the Hilton, it was quite nice and posh, but it was definitely a far cry from where I've been staying in a good way the previous 2 weeks. And then I had to get up, do it all again with no reassurance. What songs do you play at each point of that journey?
I'd just go full on metalcore because I'd be angry. Yeah.
There's a lot to go for there because you could start it off by the tap on the shoulder, and you could just have all the sad music, like all the depressing stuff where you're just crying.
Yeah.
By that point, you're just there listening to Jeremy. In my opinion, I would have started off my day going, well, I'm really sad, so I'm going to listen to some Jeremy Zucker and Black Bear. IDFC by Black Bear probably would have been where I would have been at that point, just in a taxi, leaning against the window going, tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me if you love me, even if it's fake, because I don't fucking care. Like that. And then in the Hilton, I would have immediately gone with, it's my birthday, I'm a new man. Like that, because it's the Hilton, right? And then the next day, it would have had to been like, you start it all again. So probably, I don't know, I would have probably had something like kind of chill, because you don't want to be too pumped up and then you're going to have the same thing again. So I'd have probably gone mid-tier, maybe go for some upcoming pop. This is the thing, I probably would have whacked on something like A Few Too Many Unhealthy, maybe. That would have been a kind of mid-tier. It's not too lots around there. Equally saying that, the song that's just come to mind, which sounds perfect, but I can't remember what their name is. Female vocalist. I should know this. I've been listening to it quite recently, and they're really, really good. Walk on My Grave would have been by yours truly.
Okay.
Would have been a cracking song. Partly because it doesn't fit anything of what I just said. I just wanted to shout that song out because it's fucking fantastic. And Things Don't Have to Suck by Magnolia Park would have been another song in there, because if you finally get through and you get on the flight, then you could just be like, things don't have to suck, yeah. It's not like being quite happy. So that's my choices. Oh, and when you finally got through, I would have also probably said So What by Jaden as well, because that song's got an amazing guitar riff and you probably have a lot of euphoria in you. So just to scream out, so what, I'm broken in my highs. Yeah, see.
There you go.
Yeah, I've got so many of these songs where I'm like, here you go, you need this, have this song. You get a banger, you get a banger, you get a banger, you all get bangers. There you go, I'm the Oprah of the pop punk genre.
So yeah, Tom's obviously, if you want flight songs, Tom's your man.
my thing is, so you've got those 5 categories. Which are wake up, arriving, security, 4 actually, taxiing to take off. But for the last one, you need 2 songs. You need the one to start the taxi and the one to hit takeoff. So starting with you, Ben, hit me with your wake up song.
It's an all-day thing, so I don't normally sleep.
Yeah.
I need something that's going to be quiet. I get in the car, I'm thinking about driving to the airport, and I just need something heavy. We'll go with, you know what? I'm thinking what I would do is go for something really heavy. Do you know what I would do? I'd put Be a Diary off Bring the Horizons latest EP.
Okay.
That way,
yeah.
I want that whole EP. That EP is solid.
Post-human survival horror. That's it.
The opening track. I play football every Tuesday, and I before I play, and I actually did the same thing. I'm very calculated music sometimes for some reason. I did it during the Euros before every Euro game. I went to the one game I watched at home was the final, so I didn't play that EP from start to finish. And what happened?
Wow.
You lost, you bastard.
There you go.
So that EP is fantastic, and I can
That
imagine
is.
if I get the timing right, I usually use Itch for a Cure going into Kingslayer as the taxiing to take off stuff, because that fucking drop at the end of Itch for a Cure to play
Amazing, isn't it?
Kingslayer, and just to be like, as we're taking off to go, yeah, like
Do,
that
do,
would
do,
be
do,
a
do,
fantastic
do,
weird
do,
look.
do, 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 do. Ah! Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, is it my go, Tom?
Kicked off the plane.
Okay, my wake up would be more of a bit of a calmer one for me. So I'd probably go for one of my favorite albums of all time is by a band called Everyday Sunday, and it's called Wake Up, Wake Up. So I'd probably start with one of their, not the first track on there, but probably What We're Here For. Epic song, absolutely love it. And then I'd play a few more on there and then jump to another album, but I don't know what. So that would be, I think. If you've not heard that album,
okay, so
listen to it.
So now you've both arrived. You've listened to your Bring Me the Horizon and Everyday Sunday. You've now arrived at the airport. Going to check in. What are you whacking on, Ben? What are you whacking on for that moment? You've whacked the car in the car park.
I'm walking in.
Go scare some kids in the way.
Shades on. I walk in. We got the moves by Eskimo Callboy.
What was it? We got the
moves by Eskimo Callboy. If you haven't checked that song out, it's
I fucking love Eskimo Callboy.
the new song, and I mean the video is incredible. They've all got tiny hands and tiny instruments. Like,
Yeah.
Finger hands. He's going, we got the move. But it's something I listen to that song probably daily at the moment. I think that moment I get to the airport, I'm gearing myself up. I know I'm about to be, especially during the COVID world that we're in, I'm about to be absolutely grilled, the worst type of person as I go to the airport, because everybody is, and I need to kind of hype myself up and be quite happy and bubbly. Put that on, and that'll make me feel good. So that is my queuing up to check in song.
Cool. Check in. Right. Tim, over to you. You're at the check-in desk.
Live Outside, Enter Shikari for me is my
Live Outside, Enter Shikari.
my boosting me up song. Yeah,
that is
definitely.
a cracking crap. Cool. So unlike Ben's trip to Mexico, you've both managed to get past security with no one tapping you on the shoulder saying you're not flying tonight. Instead, you're now at the security. You're at the security area. You're doing all that prep. You're making sure your liquids are in a bag. You're making sure that all your laptops are not going to randomly catch on fire inside their X-ray machines, and you're just making sure that you don't look like you could be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be. Anyway, so you're at the security. What you're listening to not be suspicious.
Well, obviously we've got 3 hours to kill usually, haven't we? So, probably 2 by the time we've got through. Being honest,
exactly.
Aaron West and the Roaring Twenties, because I can lose. Have you heard Aaron West?
Yeah.
One of the things that I love about Aaron, Soupy from the Wonder Years said, everything I write about the Wonder Years comes from a very personal place. I want to try and get the same emotion out about a fictional character. And the first album, the second album, it all tells a story. I can use myself, I can immerse myself. 2 hours, don't get me wrong, I've walked around duty free, I've bought the new smelly, I've probably tried to haggle some cigarettes, and by the end of it, all I want to do is just feed myself, and I don't mind taking it out of the phone. So kind of get involved, but I know really well that I can switch off. So Aaron West for me would be my perfect waiting song whilst at the airport.
Cool. So over to you now, Mr. Tim.
Okay, I would say, I haven't listened to this at an airport before, but I would, because it's a new album, is Porter Robinson and Nurture. A lot more calmer, kind of a bit of EDM vibes. And yeah, just chill step, if you want to call it that. And yeah, it's calming. It's good.
Nice. Okay, so now, congratulations, you've both made it to the aircraft. You're about to taxi. You've listened to all the safety stuff that everyone's had a million times, but it could be different on that one occasion. So I need 2 songs: the taxiing song and I need the takeoff song.
You know what? I'm gonna go taxiing song just because it really boosts me up. Is All the Rage by Waster.
Oh, I fucking love that song.
Yeah, I mean, Waster's a cool band. Like, I really like what Waster is doing at the moment. I think the new stuff. I think the first album's phenomenal. I feel like
Yeah.
it's a little bit down. Not it's just because they have high standards on the second album, but the new singles that they're releasing are just like filthy. And I mean, that's probably going to be the other song, could be actually. But All the Rage and Filthy, they're just absolute bangers. Real solid performances from them. So yeah,
I rate that 10 out of 10 for Filthy taking off, by the way. I'm just putting it out there, even if it's not your takeoff song. All the Rage to Filthy by a Waster combo. Fucking rate that.
Yeah.
All the Rage is a banger. Filthy, Pray Your Filthy Heart as a plane's taking off. It's like, it gets you in the fucking mood. Equally, the person next to you is a bit concerned as to where you go, cry your filthy heart as you're taking off. It does get a few looks.
Yeah.
Sticking with that, I'm going for the Waster combo.
The Waster combo is a great combo, and I relish that combo. Tim, can you beat the Waster combo?
Maybe. It's a Bring Me Horizon combo. So it is Obey with Youngblood for the taxiing. Hopefully we'll get to the runway by the time Itch for a Cure comes on. And then by the time it's lifting off, Kingslayer comes in.
So you're going Itch to Kings. Love it.
There we go. But yeah, right, we'll leave you to it, guys.
Cheers, guys. See you soon.
Laters. Bye-bye.
I came up with the concept of like the aeroplane music structure, and the idea being I've had this since about 14, but really coined onto it recently.